Thank you so much. In a year when you're honoring so many remarkable people, that is truly an honor. Thank you, John Rapping. You can see why I made a movie about him. I was in the grocery store when I got a call from Rapp, and I hear this voice on the other end saying, "John, you got to come to Alabama and see what we're doing here." And I was like, okay. I dropped my eggs and went down. But I'm really deeply honored to receive this year's Ridenhour Prize for Documentary Film. Thank you, Randy, Ruth, Taya, Ham, Annalise, Ken, and the entire selection committee. Over the past year, we premiered at the Sundance Film Festival and were broadcast on HBO documentary films. HBO bought Gideon's Army from me, a first-time filmmaker, after seeing 20 minutes of footage. And I think that I am quite positive that my mother may think something to the contrary, but that's because of the strength of the stories of these young women. I didn't really know anything about the terrible injustices of our criminal justice system. And so when John invited me to Birmingham, Alabama, I really leapt at the chance. When I look at the array of award winners, past and present, Invisible War, highlighting rape in the military, Boudreaux, and this year's honoree, Laura Poitras, who is literally one of my biggest documentary sheroes. Her bravery and courage inspires all of us. I am so thrilled that Gideon's Army is now not only being recognized in criminal justice circles, but also for what I hope that it would do, which is truth-telling. Common to the awardees, I think, is a desire to tell the truth, not only about injustice or wrongdoing, but to tell the truth about things that I think many of us would rather not see. I spent 3.5 years documenting the lives of these smart, dedicated, funny, compassionate lawyers. Every day, they serve the people in this country most of us never interact with, most of us never see. Poor people, people addicted to drugs, people who are mentally ill. The question that they're constantly faced with is, how can you do this work? And that's what I set out to answer during the filming of Gideon's Army. And instead, the question that is constantly rises to me is, how can we not recognize these lawyers? 80% of people arrested in this country are represented by public defenders. 80%. So what does that say? That says that most of the people being arrested for criminal offenses in this country are poor. If 95% of those people, 95 to 97%, if you look to the federal system, are pleading guilty, what does that say about us? That is the system that these public defenders are trying so desperately to interrupt. When the Supreme Court decided in 1963 that lawyers are an essential necessity to the Sixth Amendment right to a fair trial, I am so positive that they had John Rapping, Brandy, Travis, and June, the lawyers that are featured in Gideon's Army, and all the lawyers being trained by Gideon's Promise in mind. I certainly wish that every criminal defendant had the benefit of having their day in court and having an advocate that would fight for them. So I thank you so deeply for this honor, and I'll end with a quote from the New York City Police Department. If you see something, say something.